Ladies and gentlemen, every morning we wake up with a choice to take charge of our day, our thoughts, and ultimately our lives. The power of your day lies in the first few moments after you open your eyes. Those early thoughts and words you speak to yourself can set the tone for everything that follows. Today I want to share with you 5 simple yet powerful things you should say to yourself every morning to ensure you're moving toward the life you want, not just drifting along. These words have the potential to shape your destiny, to push you past the barriers you encounter, and to give you the courage and clarity to face each challenge with confidence. The first thing you should tell yourself every morning is, I am in control of my attitude. It's simple, yet it's profoundly impactful. Your attitude is the lens through which you experience the world. It's how you respond to challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. Your attitude shapes your perception of everything around you, and it ultimately determines your success and happiness. Consider this. Every morning you have the chance to decide how your day is going to unfold, and it all begins with the attitude you choose to adopt. Whether you wake up feeling energized or exhausted, happy or frustrated, your attitude is a decision. And the beauty of it is, no one else can decide it for you. You are the master of your own attitude, and that's incredibly powerful. Think about a typical day. You wake up, and there are already things pulling at you. Maybe it's a phone call you need to make, an email that demands your attention, or an argument you had with someone. It's easy to fall into the trap of reacting impulsively, of letting those outside circumstances control your mindset. But the truth is, you don't have to react. You can decide how to respond, and you can choose to rise above the external noise. Take, for example, the story of a woman named Sarah. She worked in a high-pressure corporate job, dealing with demanding clients and tight deadlines. One particular morning, she woke up to a stressful email from her boss. The email was filled with criticism, and it immediately set a negative tone for her day. She felt anger creeping in, and the pressure of the day ahead weighed heavily on her. But instead of letting that email control her emotions, she decided right then and there that she would not let anyone or anything steal her peace. She took a deep breath, reminded herself that her worth was not tied to someone else's opinion, and shifted her focus to what she could control, her attitude. Sarah chose to approach the rest of her day with a sense of calm and confidence. She faced challenges with a problem-solving mindset rather than feeling defeated. And when she walked into that meeting, instead of holding on to resentment, she embraced it as an opportunity to prove her value. That shift in attitude turned what could have been a day filled with stress into one where she remained in control, focused, and empowered. This power lies within all of us. When you tell yourself, I am in control of my attitude, you are taking back the reins of your day. You are deciding not to be a victim of circumstance. Life is going to throw obstacles your way. This is inevitable, but you decide whether those obstacles break you or make you stronger. The choice is yours. And it starts with the attitude you bring to the table. Remember, your attitude is contagious. It not only impacts your own experience, but also influences the people around you. When you choose to face challenges with a positive attitude, others will follow suit. They will be drawn to your calm energy, your resilience, and your ability to stay centered in the face of adversity. In many ways, you become a beacon of strength for others simply by choosing to control your attitude. The second thing you should tell yourself every morning is, today I will take one step toward my goals. This is not just a reminder of what you want to accomplish. It's a promise to yourself that no matter how big or small, you will make progress. The power of this statement lies in its simplicity and its focus on action. Too often we set huge goals for ourselves and feel overwhelmed by their enormity. We get stuck in the how and the when, and before we know it, we're paralyzed by the thought of achieving something monumental. Here's the truth. Success doesn't happen all at once. It happens one small step at a time. Think about a person who wants to get in shape. They may dream of running a marathon, but the idea of running 26.2 miles feels impossible. However, if that person focuses on just taking one step today, whether it's going for a short jog, or even walking for 15 minutes, they are moving in the right direction. Over time, those small steps add up, and before they know it, they are training for that marathon. This concept applies to every goal, big or small. You might have a goal of writing a book, building a business, or achieving financial independence. These are ambitious goals. But if you focus on taking just one small step every day, you will get closer to your goal, and eventually you will look back and realize how far you've come. Let me share a story about a young entrepreneur named James. He had a dream of opening his own tech company, but he was overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the task. The idea of securing funding, building a product, and managing a team felt too much to handle. But one day he decided to change his approach. He told himself, "Today I will take one step toward my goal." James' first step wasn't monumental. It was a simple action. He spent the morning researching business models for his startup. The next day, he reached out to a potential partner. The day after that, he drafted a business plan. Each day, he took one small step, and over time, those steps added up. A year later, James had built a thriving business, one step at a time. This is the beauty of progress. It's not about making a giant leap every single day. It's about taking consistent action and building momentum. Every morning, when you tell yourself, "Today, I will take one step toward my goals," you are committing to that momentum. You are saying, "I don't need to have all the answers right now, but I'll make progress no matter how small." That mindset will carry you through the days when you feel discouraged or unsure. It will remind you that even the smallest action brings you closer to your dream. Think of your goals as a staircase. Each step is essential to reaching the top. Some steps might be challenging, some might feel insignificant, but every single one is a necessary part of the journey. The key is to keep stepping forward, to keep taking action, and to keep building toward your vision. By telling yourself every morning, "Today I will take one step toward my goals," you are making a powerful declaration. You will not wait for the perfect moment. You will not allow fear or doubt to paralyze you. You will act. And through those actions, you will create the life you envision. The third thing you should tell yourself every morning is, "I am worthy of success and happiness." This is a powerful statement, and it goes beyond simply acknowledging your value. It's about fully accepting and embracing your worth. In a world that often makes us feel like we're not enough, this affirmation serves as a reminder that you are deserving of all the good things that come your way, no matter where you've come from or what you've experienced in the past. We live in a society that constantly reinforces the idea that success is for the chosen few, those who are smarter, richer, or more talented. But here's the truth. Success is available to everyone. It's not reserved for a select group of people. It's not about luck or chance. It's about belief. And the first step in that belief is accepting that you are worthy of success. Think of a person who has been through struggle after struggle. Maybe they've faced financial hardship, dealt with toxic relationships, or battled self-doubt. For many of us, our past struggles can weigh heavily on our sense of worth. We question whether we deserve success or happiness because we feel like we've made too many mistakes, or we haven't earned it. But success doesn't come with a set of conditions. It's not about being perfect or having a flawless record. It's about taking ownership of your potential and recognizing that as a human being, you are inherently worthy of love, success, and fulfillment. Take the example of Sarah, a woman who grew up in a difficult environment surrounded by negativity and limited opportunities. As she entered adulthood, she struggled with self-esteem and the feeling that she wasn't good enough. She would often downplay her achievements, thinking she didn't deserve the success that others around her seemed to effortlessly achieve. But one day, Sarah decided to change the narrative. She stopped comparing herself to others and started embracing the idea that she was deserving of all the good things she desired. She began telling herself every morning, I am worthy of success and happiness. At first, it felt uncomfortable. But over time, this belief began to take root in her heart. Sarah started taking steps toward her goals with more confidence, knowing that she wasn't trying to prove herself to anyone but herself. She realized that her worth wasn't tied to her past or anyone else's approval. It was intrinsic, just like anyone else's. And as she embraced her worth, opportunities started to open up. People responded differently to her, more positively and with respect. She had changed the way she viewed herself, and that shift in perception transformed her life. You are worthy of everything you want, and it starts with the realization that you don't need to prove your worth to anyone else. When you wake up and tell yourself, I am worthy of success and happiness, you are affirming that your potential is limitless. You are saying that you deserve the rewards of your hard work, the fulfillment of your dreams, and the happiness that comes from living a life that aligns with your values. Your past does not determine your future. Your mistakes do not define you. The key to unlocking your fullest potential is recognizing your worth right now. So every morning, remind yourself you are worthy. It is your birthright. And as you believe in your worth, the world will respond in kind. The fourth thing you should tell yourself every morning is, I choose to be grateful. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you have for transforming your mindset and shifting your energy. When you wake up and decide to focus on gratitude, you begin your day with a sense of abundance instead of lack. Gratitude is the lens through which you start to see the beauty and the blessings that already exist in your life, regardless of the challenges you might be facing. We often spend our days focused on what we don't have or what's going wrong. It's easy to get trapped in the cycle of wanting more success, more money, more recognition. But when you tell yourself, I choose to be grateful, you are making a conscious decision to look at what you have, to recognize the abundance already present in your life, and to be thankful for it. This simple practice shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. Take the example of Jack, a man who was always dissatisfied with where he was in life. He had a good job, a loving family, and a comfortable home, but he couldn't stop focusing on what he didn't have. His friends seemed to have more success, his colleagues seemed to advance faster, and he felt like he was always falling short. He would wake up feeling frustrated and overwhelmed by what he perceived as a lack of progress in his life. One morning, Jack decided to change his mindset. He sat down before he did anything else and started writing down everything he was grateful for: his health, his family, his friends, his job, his home. For the first time in a long while, he realized that he had so much more than he had acknowledged. The gratitude practice didn't make his problems go away, but it shifted his perspective. Instead of focusing on what was lacking, he began to appreciate what he already had. As Jack continued practicing gratitude every morning, he noticed a profound shift in his energy. He felt more connected to the people around him, more at peace with where he was, and more motivated to take positive actions toward his goals. He understood that gratitude doesn't mean you stop striving for more. It simply means that you choose to see the good in your life while you pursue your ambitions. The beauty of gratitude is that it's a choice. It's easy to focus on the negatives, but it takes a shift in mindset to choose to focus on the positives. When you wake up and tell yourself, I choose to be grateful, you are making a conscious decision to see the world through a lens of abundance. Gratitude has the power to transform your mood, your outlook, and even your relationships. When you are grateful, you attract more reasons to be grateful. This morning affirmation is more than just a reminder. It's a practice. Every day, take a moment to pause and acknowledge what you are thankful for, no matter how small it may seem. The simple act of gratitude will change your life. The fifth thing you should tell yourself every morning is, I will embrace challenges and learn from them. Life is not a smooth, straight path. It is filled with bumps, detours, and obstacles that can feel overwhelming at times. But these challenges, as difficult as they may seem, are often the very things that shape our growth. build our resilience, and pave the way for future success. The key is not avoiding challenges, but embracing them. There is a powerful mindset shift that happens when you stop fearing challenges and start seeing them as opportunities. Challenges are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. When you face a challenge head on, it forces you to grow, adapt, and learn in ways that comfort and ease never could. The truth is, every challenge you face contains a lesson, a gift, and an opportunity for you to become stronger and more capable than you were before. Take the example of a young man named Mike, who always dreamed of running his own business. He had a clear vision and was determined to make it happen. However, when he finally launched his business, he encountered one challenge after another, everything from financial struggles to supply chain issues to a global pandemic that disrupted his entire industry. At one point, Mike considered giving up. The obstacles seemed insurmountable. But instead of letting fear or frustration stop him, he chose to embrace these challenges as part of his journey. Mike started looking for the lessons in every setback. When he faced financial difficulties, he learned how to budget more effectively and manage his cash flow. When his product line was delayed due to supply chain issues, he used the time to improve his marketing and customer relationships. And when the pandemic hit, he pivoted his business model to adapt to the new reality. Every challenge he faced made him better prepared, more resourceful, and more knowledgeable. After years of persistence, Mike's business eventually became successful, but it wasn't because everything was easy. It was because he learned to embrace the challenges along the way. He saw every obstacle not as something to fear, but as a lesson in disguise, something that would prepare him for greater opportunities down the road. The truth is, when you embrace challenges, you open the door to growth. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and begin to see yourself as someone who can face adversity with courage, resilience, and creativity. The challenges in your life are not there to defeat you. They are there to help you grow. Consider another example of a woman named Angela, who had spent years working at a job that never fully fulfilled her. She wanted to change careers, but the idea of starting over in her 40s felt daunting. What if she failed? What if she wasn't good enough? But one morning, after reflecting on her own self-doubt, she made a choice. She told herself, "I will embrace challenges and learn from them." Angela took the first step. She enrolled in a course to learn a new skill, even though she felt uncomfortable and uncertain. Each day she faced new challenges, mastering unfamiliar software, dealing with self-doubt, and navigating the unknown. It was hard, but Angela stuck with it. She embraced the discomfort and pushed through the tough moments. With each challenge, she grew stronger and more confident. Over time, she found herself in a career she was passionate about, doing work that felt meaningful. But none of this would have been possible if she hadn't chosen to face the challenges, to learn from them, and to keep going despite the obstacle. This is the power of embracing challenges. They teach you valuable lessons that smooth roads never could. When you tell yourself every morning, "I will embrace challenges and learn from them," you are reminding yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances. Challenges are not things to avoid or fear. They are the very things that will shape your character, refine your skills, and build the confidence you need to reach the next level. Think about the many great figures in history who achieved greatness not because they had an easy path, but because they learned to face challenges with unwavering determination. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't let failure stop him. He used it as fuel to keep going. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity, yet he went on to build an entertainment empire. Nelson Mandela was in prison for 27 years, but became one of the greatest leaders in the fight for freedom. They didn't shy away from the challenges they faced. Instead, they leaned into them, embraced them, and learned from every difficult experience. In your own life, challenges might come in many forms. It could be a difficult relationship, a health issue, a financial setback, or a career roadblock. Whatever it may be, embrace it as part of your journey. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow and evolve into a better version of yourself. When you face difficulties, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? When you shift your mindset to one of growth, you will start to see that challenges are no longer obstacles. They are your teachers guiding you toward greater achievements. Every day, remind yourself that you have the strength, the resilience, and the wisdom to face whatever challenges come your way. You have the ability to turn setbacks into comebacks, failures into lessons, and struggles into triumphs. When you learn to embrace challenges, you will not only overcome them, you will thrive because of them. So wake up every morning with the affirmation, I will embrace challenges and learn from them. Let this mindset be your compass as you navigate the unpredictable and often difficult terrain of life. Embrace the discomfort, knowing that each challenge brings you closer to the person you are meant to be. The more you embrace these moments, the more equipped you will be to handle whatever comes next, and the more powerful you will become in shaping your own destiny.